So this is my first ever YouTube vlog. This is something that I decided I wanted to start doing in 2023 to document my life as a full-time artist with a 9-to-5. I intended on recording different parts of my life throughout January, and I didn't really do that. And that actually kind of speaks to something that I really want to talk about that I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about before. And that is the hardest part about being a creative. In my humble opinion, that doesn't matter on the internet, but we're gonna pretend like it does. I think the hardest part about being a creative is getting started with your ideas. Me vlogging is a perfect example of this because it's currently January 20th and I was supposed to be shooting a whole bunch of stuff throughout my life to be putting together a vlog at the end of the month of my whole month. And I didn't do that. What we're gonna be exploring today is why I think that happens and talking about what's worked for me in the past and even now and what I think might work for other people maybe. We'll find out. So it is currently 8:45. I've been up since 5 o'clock, which is not normal. I want it to be normal, but it's not. I decided to stop working to start shooting this vlog. So I actually have to get back to work. So we're gonna do a little bit of that first before we get further into this. I have about 10 minutes left before my meeting. So I figured I would use this time to talk about why I think that getting started is the hardest part of being a creative. So I think the tricky thing is that as a creative, you have so many ideas that you end up being crippled by the creativity that also empowers you. Here's a really good example of that. Over here is a screenshot of my Notion account, where I basically write down every idea that I have for a video or anything like that. So there's a long list of videos, but most of them, I haven't even gotten to the process of writing. I just came up with the title and just moved on. And there's a chance that a lot of them won't be created. I even have this other section right here that's called back burner, where a bunch of videos basically just go to die. But all that being said, where does that leave the actual videos that I'm putting out? I'm not really putting out a lot of content at this point in time on my YouTube channel. And that's because there was a lot of stuff going on in my life that led to me having trouble getting restarted with posting consistently on my YouTube channel. And every time I would sit down and say, okay, I'm going to work on a new video, I would find the time, but I wouldn't do it. And that doesn't mean that my creativity stopped. It just meant that I wasn't executing on the ideas that I was coming up with, which is fine in some situations, but if you are trying to turn your creativity into a career, that doesn't really work. You have to be putting things out and sharing your work with the world. And what ends up happening is as you start coming up with new ideas, you start convincing yourself that you can't really execute on this idea because you haven't done the last idea and you need to get that one done. And you just end up coming up with new ideas but never executing because you feel guilty about not giving attention to the previous ideas that you had. So it just puts you in this position where you're not creating at all. And as a result, nothing is made. And this is something that I personally always run into, not just on my YouTube videos, but also when it comes to music. I have a voice memo app full of ideas that I came up with, but never turned into a real song. So because I'm becoming more aware of that problem, I decided that I need to do something about that and actively work against whatever it is that's mentally blocking me from executing ideas. So we're gonna talk about how I do that, but it took me about 10 minutes to record this section of this video. So I had to jump into this meeting real quick. So we'll talk about it after that. So it's actually been a few hours because today got really crazy. But I wanted to make sure that I gave what I am viewing as my solution for the problem of starting. The very first thing that I decided I need to do is just rip the Band-Aid off. You just do it. Shout out Shia LaBeouf. Essentially, what I realized is that if I just keep on saying, okay, I'm gonna do this on this day, or when I do this, when I get that, or whatever, I'm never gonna do it. So it's just like sit down and do it. So essentially that's what I'm doing today with this vlog. I've been saying I'm going to start doing vlog style informational videos, but I wasn't doing it. And now I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do it today. And I could have come up with 100 different reasons for why today wasn't a good idea to do it, but I decided to do it anyways. And I plan on doing that continually with everything else that I'm doing creatively. Just start it and get it done. Quick editor's note, I was really tired, it was late in the day, and I feel like I could have done a better job at explaining my point. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is, once you get past the mental barrier of getting started that gives you excuses for why you can't do something, it makes it a lot easier to sit down and do it again. That's what I'm doing with these videos. This is my first vlog, I'm gonna do more. And the same thing with putting out music. I put out one song, I'm gonna put out another. And on top of that, you're building output into your creative process and making it a part of your creative process. So anyways, I hope that makes more sense. But back to tired version of me. I feel like I kind of rambled through this video, but hopefully the more of these vlog style videos that I do, the better I'll get at it. So if you wanna stick around for that, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you did stick around till this point in the video, thanks for that. And you should probably consider giving it a like. But I actually do have to go ahead and get packed because I am going to be heading back to Columbus for the weekend. So I will catch you later. See ya.